And then on refugees, the Washington Post reported today that there's now consideration of bumping that cap up to the 62,500 number that the administration initially proposed in February. Your statement at the time when that was changed said that meeting that target was unlikely. So could you just talk about what changed in the thinking there, again, as this consideration is leading up to May 15th?
Sure. Well, we've long said, or said for the last several weeks, that the president had every intention of announcing a new cap, and that he would do that in advance of May 15th, and we are certainly continue to be on track toward that. In terms of our considerations over time, we inherited an incredibly broken system. It left us with and the president and others, with some skepticism about what the system would bear. Hence, our announcement a couple of weeks ago was meant to be a first step, focused on announcing the resumption of flights, and also the overturning of the xenophobic policies of the last administration that prevented refugees from applying from Africa and the Middle East. That has changed. That was the biggest hindrance to refugees being able to apply from that part of the world, or in general, but from that part of the world. One of the considerations at this point in time, as we're determining what the cap will look like, is what message we're sending to the world. And we are a country under the Biden-Harris administration where we want to send a clear message. We are welcoming refugees. We want to send that message to the world. We want to send that message to the refugee community and to organizations that have been underfunded, that have had their muscles atrophied over the past couple of years where that was not a primary focus. We also want to send a message that the president has long been committed to the 125,000 cap that he has set, has always consistently been his objective since February for the next fiscal year. 62.5 was always meant to be a down payment on that, so those are the considerations as we make a determination about the cap that we're setting.
But would you now say getting to that 62.5 number this fiscal year is likely rather than unlikely?
I would say that whatever the cap is, if the cap is close to that or at that, it will continue to be challenging. But there are considerations, including the message we're sending to the world, and also the need to get the muscles working in the system, in the federal government, but also with all of the important partners out there in the United States and around the world that play an important role in refugees traveling to the United States. I'll help enable them to raise money, help enable them to hire staff and get their systems ready so we can meet that 125 cap next year. Go ahead.
On India and the explosion of COVID cases there, the UK and Canada have already instituted a travel ban in regards to India. Why isn't the US doing the same?
We would make those determinations based on the advice of our health and medical team. They haven't made that determination at this point.
And we are hearing reports of places where vaccine supply is outstripping demand. In Iowa, for instance, they're now declining a new shipment of vaccine because the demand isn't there. If this continues, would the administration consider shipping more doses overseas?
Well, we always expected to hit that point, and we're in a new stage at this point in time, as you alluded to, Mary, where we don't have a supply challenge. Now our challenge is ensuring we're meeting people where they are, we're getting into these communities, we're continuing to increase confidence, which we've seen an increase in a range of communities, black and brown communities, as well as more conservative white communities, which is a good sign, but there's more work to be done.